Hey friends, welcome back to QA Scripts. In previous session, we observed how to use TestNG annotations effectively as well as practically. In the sense, we created a small two scripts and we used at the rate before class, after class as well as at the rate test and also TestNG XML in order to execute the tests in batch. In this video, we will learn how to use other capabilities of TestNG such as passing the parameters, running different instance of a browser as well as execution in parallel. Before we start looking at the parallel execution, let us try to understand how to use report uh, capabilities of TestNG. There is a one simple keyword called reporter. By using this reporter, we can generate report. As of now, we have used only system.out.println. We cannot get report, or if we execute these scripts we will get all the messages in the console, but we cannot send those messages as a report to the client. In order to do that, we have a separate mechanism to generate HTML report using TestNG. Selenium does not have an inbuilt report, hence TestNG is the one of the best add-on by which we can generate the TestNG reports. It's in terms of HTML and it will be having all the messages passed as well as failed messages, and you can send that report to concerned person after the execution of scripts. Now let us try to understand how to use the reporting capabilities. In order to do that, you have to use a keywords such as reporter and log. So here is a reporter and log is the method. You need to pass whatever the message you would like to. What I'll do, I'll just use the same message I have used for system.out.println, and here I will place it. And there is a other feature also. Instead of placing only the message, we can put some of the HTML tags in order to make this message with color, in order to display this message with color. In the sense, if a message is positive or the a past message, we can print in green or blue color. If there is a failure, we will use reporter.log with red tag so that the message will be printed as red in the report. So to do that, I will use some of the HTML tags. So here is the way I have done. So what I have done, I have used reporter log. The reporter is a class and log is a method, and inside that I have used font color equals to green. So when this piece of code executes, a message will be displayed in the report with green color. So now we will use the same reporter.log in else part, and instead of green I will say red, because if there is a failure, it means if the register button is not present, register link is not present, then we can say register link is not present and it will print in the red color. So now we don't need system.out.println, so I'll delete it. Let's run this test and see how we'll get the report. So now script is getting executed and I'm running from register script. I'm not running from TestNG suite because I just wanted to show you how can we place it, and the script got executed. Before we look at the report, I would like to remind, if you are using TestNG add-on of version 6.0, then you may not get a green color or colored message. There is a issue. If you want to use uh, colored message, you have to use TestNG version of 5.9. That will work fine. Okay, now the script got executed. All the script got passed without any skips or failures. Now what I'll do, this is a one step you need to perform before you open the report. After execution, you have to refresh it, because every execution will take its own time, and if you don't refresh, the changes will not get affected. So I refreshed. As soon as you refresh, you'll get one test-output folder got created. Inside that, there is a one HTML file called emailable report.html. So this you need to open. First time you need to right click, go to open with, and open with web browser. So this is the first time. Next time onwards you can double click directly on emailable report.html. So this is the HTML page or report. Here it says what is the script we have run, how many methods we have run, how many passed, how many skipped, how many failed, and how many seconds it took to run the script. That is 6.6 seconds it took to run the register script. And here it says register, there is a class name, and here is the method called new registration, and here is the message register link is present, and it's in green color. You can make the colors changes as well here. If you say blue, blue will print out, and if there is a failure, then red link will be message will be printed out. In order to test, what I'll do, I'll just change or modify the XPath. Obviously it will fail, and it has to print the message saying register link is not present. Let me execute this piece of code again. Script is opened. Oh, it's very quick because it didn't click on a register because of XPath issue. So now we'll refresh once again, and I will directly double click on emailable report. Now you can see red mark here, uh, and it says number of failed are 1, and the time it took is 5.8, and the overall result is also failed. And here is the message. Okay, there is a message. I think message is not displayed here. It has to display. I think something have gone wrong, but in a real time it will display the message here. I will make it correct. The XPath what I have passed, let me make it corrected, and I'll use reporter.log for other objects as well, and I will also use for login script, and let me run in a batch. Here is the modified script. For each and every verification, I have added reporter.log, and here I have placed one reporter.log in order to have header. So header will be displayed as new registration script. The same approach I have followed in the login as well. So here I have used blue color saying new login script, and remaining things will remain same with some changes in reporting point. So I have added reporting command. So let me execute this piece of code from regression.xml so that it will execute as a complete suite. So I'll right click, and I think I have already configured, so let me execute direct. So when I start executing the regression.xml, it has to open browser, then it has to perform two different activities. One is registration and another one is login. So both of scripts have got executed successfully. Here it says number of scripts have passed 2 and failures are 0. This is only for your information. Now let us look at email level report. So here is the email level report. So first script got executed is new login script, and here are the messages. And the second script is new registration, and here are the messages what I have got. So this is a .html report. You can simply copy and paste it in your mail and send it to concerned persons. So this is how we can use reporting capability of TestNG. Okay, till now we have executed scripts in batch, but the biggest benefit of Selenium is executing the scripts on multiple instances of a browser. When I say multiple instances of a browser, I can make these scripts execute on two browsers, two browser instances of a Firefox. For example, this two script will get executed on two different instances of a Firefox browser. In order to do that, what we need to do is here we need to append sorry yeah we need to append some of the keywords. What are the keywords? These are the simple keywords we need to place. That is parallel equals to tests. When you say parallel equals to tests, it will allow you to execute parallelly on different instance of a browser. And here is the thread count. It will allow you to access Java, that is JVM, in a different threads. So here I have modified thread count equals to 3, and here I have placed parallel equals to tests. So now I will make the another test so that one test will start executing on one browser of the instance, and another test will be executing on another instance. So it will be very quick, or I can say that the execution will be very fast. You need to just observe how many browsers will get open, and it will get executed. So here I'll change the name as well. Here I'll say nopcommerce test. This is 1, and this I'll say it as 2. Okay, so let me execute this piece of code again. So here we will going to execute the scripts. Yes, the scripts execution has started. You can see one browser got opened. Immediately it will open one more browser. I think there is something wrong, so let me run it again. So it is opening in sequence. Actually it should open in parallel. So all the four scripts got executed. Let me run using configuration. I think there's a small issue with the configuration in my system. So I'll say run. So if internet and everything is perfect, what it has to do, test to launch browsers. See, now it has opened two browsers at a time, then third and fourth browsers will get opened here. Yes, so all the browsers, like two instance of Firefox browser for the first test, and two more instance of Firefox browser for second test, because there are two tests in my uh, suite. So total four script got executed on two different sets of instance of Firefox. Like this you can make your script execute on multiple browsers. It's not necessary that you need to place only two. You can create more than two also. Here you can decide what script you want to execute. One script you want to execute on one browser, then put it here. If you want to execute another set of scripts, so you want to execute, then place it here. So like this you can do it in real time. Okay, till now we have observed the scripts or executing only on Firefox. Now let us try to make these same scripts execute on other browsers such as Internet Explorer as well as Chrome. So that's again it's one of the best feature of Selenium, and that's why it stands separately when you compare with other tools. So how to make it? Here we will use some parameters. This is the annotation, sorry, tag I can use, that is parameter. So here I am placing that tag just below the suit because I'm giving name as URL, and here I'll place the URL. So this URL is applicable for all the tests, right? So I'll place here, and I'll create one more tag as parameter but inside the test. So here I'll name it as browser, and here I will pass as Firefox. Okay, but this is not enough. In order to make use of these scripts with the parameter, we need to do some modification in base test as well. As of now, remember we have used parameters with name called for URL and browser, and URL is needed for all the scripts. So here I have mentioned, and the browser is needed for all the script, but one script I want to execute on one browser like Firefox, and another set of test cases or scripts I want to execute on some other browser like Internet Explorer. So that's why I have placed inside the test tag. And what actually modification you have to do is you have to come back to base test, and here we need to do some changes in the base test. Above before test, you need to use one more annotation called parameters. So here is the parameters which is coming from TestNG, and here open bracket, and inside use flower bracket, and inside you need to specify two different parameters what I am passing from regression show.xml. The first parameter what I would like to do is URL, and please uh, follow the same case as well. For example, here if you use URL capital letter, use the same keyword over there because it it is having a relation from this parameter name to there. So I'll use URL and browser as a parameter here. So let me define URL, and here I'll say browser. Okay, and another change you need to do here is you have to you have to place the parameters here. Means for this method, for example, launch browser is a method, so to this you need to have parameters such as string URL, string browser. And please remember, you should have same sequence. If URL is at first place, here also mention at first place. If browser is at second place, mention at second place. And it can be the case can be differ here because only sequence matters. Don't try to mention first browser then URL. What happens if you mention browser at first, it will take the URL. Now what I'll do, I'll take out this URL, and I will pass it from regression show.xml. So where is the URL? Okay, here is the URL. So I'll pass it out. So I'm not going to hard code inside my base test. Suppose in your project, if you want to execute on staging URL, you can just say staging URL here. If tomorrow you want to execute the same script on production URL, you can change the production URL here. And here I would like to mention URL directly instead of hard-coded value. So what happens now, when we start executing from regression suite, the URL parameter will get URL what I have passed as a value, then it will pass here, and this will pass to this URL variable, and the same will be used here. Like that it will work. And here I would like to do some changes I will say if browser, whatever the browser I'm passing from my regression suite XML is equals to something like Firefox, and inside the if, what I'll do, I will use this initialization, and else if I'll say browser equals ignore case, it's I'll say that, so that here I can say whatever the browser type you pass from here as value, right? So if you pass Firefox, then this will execute and Firefox browser will launch, then the URL will be placed, because placing URL is outside the if loop. If you pass browser as IE, then what happens, it will come to IE, and here you need to place some of the code, such as we need to connect to Internet Explorer driver, then we'll use a Firefox driver class. So these are the commands or classes you need to use. One is you need to set the system properties, and you need to specify the path of your Internet Explorer driver. So in my case, Internet Explorer driver is present in local folders, so this path I am giving with double slash, right? So here I will say driver equals to new Internet Explorer, and the parameter what I'm passing is the value of parameter is IE. So from regression suite I will use the same parameter for test2. So what I want to do is test1 script has to execute on Firefox, and the test2 scripts has to execute on IE. Please remember it has to match with the keyword what you are passing here. If there is a mismatch, then it will not get executed, because we have used if block. So now let me execute this piece of code. Before you use Internet Explorer, you need to check some of the settings in Internet Explorer. Open Internet Explorer manually. Check whether zoom is 100%. If zoom is not 100%, the script will not make use of Internet Explorer. It will fail it. The second is you need to go to Internet Explorer, Internet settings or options. Go to security. Here you need to check for all of these zones, the checkbox what here is, it should be similar. If it is checked, then you should check all for all zones. For example, internet, it has got checked. For local internet, it has not checked. So let me check it. And for trusted sites, it is not checked. Let me check this. And for restricted sites, it's checked. Okay. Now all the zones have got similar properties. Let me say apply and okay. So these are the two settings you need to check before you get execute. So let me execute this code. I think it should work fine now. So one script, that is register, should uh, yeah, Internet Explorer opened and the Chrome, sorry, Firefox are opened, so both are working fine now. Okay, so if a browser got launched and placed the URL, then it's understood that your scripts are working fine. If there are any issues in the script, like if object is not getting identified and all, that's a different issue. You have to make some changes over there. In this way you can create one more if, and you can mention browser equals ignore case as Chrome, and you can put all the necessary classes inside that if block, so that it will execute uh, other browser as well. If we pass some, instead of IE, if we pass as Chrome, it will get executed on Chrome. So like this we can use TestNG capabilities in order to get the report, as well as in order to use parallel execution on different instance of a same browser, as well as multiple instance of a multiple browsers. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, queries, or if you want to get trained by us, online, please contact us using mail or call. Here are the call details. Thank you. We will meet again in next video.